All right. So we'll call the meeting of the GRTC Development Committee in order. Do not yet have a quorum. So we have an agenda approval of minutes. We'll wait on consent agenda. I think we need to wait on.
Yes.
So let's go straight to old business.
If not, we'll do new business, which is what development planning is scheduling.
No old business? Straight to,
Is that new business? We don't have anything for old business.
Yeah, unless you guys have any.
straight to business.
Yes.
Business that we can do.
Right? If I can kind of jump in.
We introduced Catherine.
Oh, sorry, sure, please go ahead.
We wanted to introduce Catherine Newman. She is our new mobility manager. She will be overseeing both microtransit and paratransit.
What ability? Mobility?
So
Mobility. Okay. I just, okay.
what, that's a week now?
Yes, a week today. I'm a vet. Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
All right, thank you, Dre. So, just wanted to kind of share with you, quick overview of the September, performance from a ridership perspective. I believe for the next board meeting, I'll be sharing more of a quarterly overview. So I thought, it'd be helpful to see the month-over-month, performance. So we'll just be pretty much focusing on the month of September. So for the fixed route, the local BRT and express, we recorded a total of 1,056,403 ridership. And this is in comparing that to what we did last month, this is less than a 1% increase. Looking at the breakdown in terms of total ridership, the local fixed route recorded 859,000 ridership. The BRT did 188,000, and then the express did close to about 8,700 riders. What you're looking at on the screen is the average daily ridership for the local fixed route. So the purple is your weekday, is your average daily boardings. The green is the Saturday, and then the blue is the Sunday. Yeah, so looking at it closely, comparing August to September, the weekdays we saw a 2% increase, and Saturday saw an 8% decrease, and Sunday we saw an 8% increase. Now, just a quick question for Mr. Terrell and Mr. Anderson. Is it visible? Is it visible enough? Are you able to see clearly?
I can see this.
Yeah, okay.
So
Because no, the last board meeting, we had talked about, the text being a little smaller, so we kind of worked on it just to make it visible enough. But just,
Barb, how's it look on your screen?
It's good.
think about,
See, the important thing here is I'm seeing increased boardings monthly in each of the categories.
right. So this is for the BRT, from an average daily boarding perspective. Comparing August to September, like I said, the purple is a weekday, green is a Saturday, and then the blue is a Sunday. For the weekdays, we saw an 8% increase for September. Saturday saw a 4% increase, and Sunday saw a 12% increase.
When we're looking at these metrics, we have goals set for these. We have goals set for these
So, I think Adrian, I will lean on you a little bit for, because I don't know, in the service standards, we have goals set for the fixed route.
You know, we have goals for numbers of drivers. We have goals for a lot of things, but I don't think we don't have a goal. You can't necessarily control that number. I just don't remember if we've ever set them.
We don't have specifically ridership goals. There are productivity goals, which we could probably next committee meeting, if we could bring forward a little bit different metrics. But not ridership specifically, but productivity meaning, let's say, like we have like cost per passenger, things like that we have.
Right. Yeah, and my only comment was that if we did have, if we had goals, it would be nice to see those on the bar, but we don't.
Yeah, you will see that for the micro transit, because that we have established goals for the ridership, yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, I
So-
like those. I like the, what did you just call those? Performance goals? Where you're,
Productivity.
yeah, where you're comparing similar routes to
Yeah.
other routes to see how they're performing.
So, sorry, sir. So this is the express ridership. And we saw, express saw a 13% increase. And this only runs on weekdays. So this is the micro transit, right?
Question.
Sorry, go ahead.
Micro. You don't have to have the answer today, but do you know, are we seeing an uptick in ridership Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Or is ridership pretty consistent
We can,
Monday through Friday?
we can look at that trend and just let you know, because off the top of my head, I can tell you. Yeah. I know we did one for the micro transit and saw a trend where, for some reason, for all the zones, Tuesday ridership was, dipped. I don't know if that was when micro transit, all the zones started. I don't know what it looks like now, but for the fixed routes, I can look into that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Most people work remote Monday, Fridays, is that what?
yeah, that's what I'm starting to notice. Seems like traffic's a lot lighter on Mondays and Fridays, and it tends to be higher Tuesday. So I don't know if we're seeing the same trends from a transit standpoint. And I guess specifically the express bus. It seems like things are kind of ticking back up too. Maybe more people coming back to the office downtown.
Yeah, yes.
Sorry, Gerald, let me take a quick note right here.
Yeah, it's just good to know information.
Yeah.
Go back to the express slide, please. Yeah. I'm surprised July was as high as it was, because that's normally your vacation month. And September went back up. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, compare June to
Yeah.
September.
So, Mr. Anderson, back to the point that you were making in terms of the ridership goals. Yeah, for the micro transit, the implementation established ridership targets. So that's the one that you see in red. From
It's time to reset some goals on Azalea.
So actually, we are doing that because we have the consultant working on a framework to kind of go back and redefine those targets that we have started from the beginning. Yeah.
Explain the target, like how was that developed?
So they use a tool called Replica, which is able to tell them the origin and destination of travel patterns within the zone. And then they will narrow down on a couple of things and be able to determine they will give you a range. We anticipate ridership to be between, this specific range. And that is how it's done. In terms of I can get the details for you, but I know they use the tool is called Replica.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a function of size of the microtransit zone and then the density.
Yeah, and then looks at the travel patterns, origin, destination. How many of them have families with zero, households with zero cars, with one vehicle, so they're able to come up with enough for you.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, oh, sorry, Bob, go ahead.
We're getting ready to do, develop a marketing campaign with 2 pushes, for Cloverdale. But we'll keep you posted on what our plans are. We need to get
Okay,
working
well-
on that, though.
Sure, thank you. Alright, so, looking at the, microtransit, ridership, what we are looking at here is a total monthly ridership for each of the zones, comparing, August to September. For as earlier, sorry, we saw a 2% decrease. Ashland also saw a decrease of 6%. Sanston saw a decrease of 6%. Cloverdale saw a decrease of 8%, and Palatine saw an increase of 6%. So we moved from 250 riders for that in August to 266 in September. And I guess, if you guys remember, it's just we think we're getting some sort of traction based on the changes that we have made to the zone. Even though, it's not as great as we wanted to, but I think it is we are kind of trending in the right direction in terms of that.
So Frank, it looks like the drops are pretty little. Does it just have to do with the number of days in a month?
It's possible because you are seeing that trend for all of them. So that is a potential possibility for it. And this converts kind of the total ridership to average daily ridership. So on an average day, how many riders are we seeing on the system? Looking at the comparison between August and September. And I think the trend is pretty much, what I just talked about, a decrease in kind of almost all the zones besides Palatine.
So yeah, this one answers that question, right? Since it's average daily.
Daily, right, yeah.
Mhm.
Wanted to touch on this real quick because this went in service today. I know we've been talking about the fact that it's coming, but it went into service today, so we're looking forward to seeing how the performance it's going to look like. We have a ribbon cutting for this tomorrow, right? At 2 p.m. tomorrow.
If you have any downtime, you're more than invited to come on out. Councilwoman Tramiel is going to be speaking at that one, and Board Member Jones is going to be speaking, as well as a representative from DRPT.
Where is the ribbon cutting here?
No, it's going to be at location TB. Yeah, we'll make sure I get it to you. It's at the new
Well,
community.
it's on the calendar, and I know the invite went out. I just was there a location on it as well?
It should be. That entire day, Beaver Tramiel's district is doing a senior day at that community center. It's going to end at 2:00. So as an end, we'll be at the tail end doing the ribbon cutting, but kind of piggybacking off what she already has going on out there.
Okay.
Frank, would you like me to? Okay. Thank you very much. Just a few brief updates. We don't really have any new information to share about the Western Extension. We've gotten the traffic count for the additional VDOT traffic analysis, and STV, our contractor, is working on those numbers right now, and we're still on target to submit our completed NEPA package to the FTA in early 2026, and we hope to have their concurrence back by spring of 2026. For the North-South BRT, we did just meet with the FTA to discuss NEPA analysis for that project last week. And we have an upcoming meeting at the end of the month to discuss section 106 for that project. We had 3 in-person public meetings for our North-South transit-oriented development project on the 6th, 7th, and 8th. We focus primarily on the south side because we've had less representation from the public from the south side. We had a total of about 40 members of the public across all 3 nights. Got a lot of good feedback, and I am coordinating with the marketing department right now to have the boards, the presentation boards that we used for those meetings posted to our website so that people can continue to comment if they weren't able to make any of the public meetings. And
Did you say you had more or less involvement from the south side?
we were hoping to get more involvement from the south side. Unfortunately, we didn't really track by zip code, so I don't know if I'll be able to tell you for sure.
No, I was just asking, what I heard was that you focused more on the south side, but then it sounded like you said because there weren't as many people there.
Well, in the past, what we've noticed is that we tend to have less engagement with folks on the south side. And so we were hoping by having 2 of the 3 meetings on this side of the river that we could encourage more people from the south side to attend.
Got it. The location of the meeting was trying to encourage that involvement.
Right, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And I just realized that I'm working on several different projects right now, so please ignore the second bullet point on the TOD because that belongs to a completely different project. For essential transit infrastructure, all of these numbers were updated as of last week. Our transit infrastructure manager is doing a really good job of keeping track of what's in the pipeline, making sure that once all of the plans are approved by the locality, that work orders are sent out to Commonwealth Construction for installation. And we're installing at least 8 shelters a month right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Just taking it then out of the inventory.
We're getting there. Yeah, we're
I saw one went up on about 60 at Burger King. So bar, but that one, it's probably a good one to go in. No, we've got a few going in Rico.
Yeah.
It's good seeing them around.
Share them. Yes. Yeah, we would. Yeah, if you do see one and you want to share it, we welcome it.
Don't volunteer for that. I'm always driving around taking photos of stuff.
On the facility improvement side of things, in the packet for the consent agenda is one item. We previously replaced 1 lane of our bus wash, and this is a proposal to replace the other lane. Our staff independent cost estimate is significantly higher than the estimate that was provided by the contractor. And this is through a Commonwealth of Virginia contract. And staff is recommending that we move forward with that proposal.
The actual cost is 200 plus K less than. Is that what I'm reading? Not usually a problem. We can't act on this.
That's what Joe and I were discussing, because Sharon Ebert was one of the committee members, and because she will be coming off. And technically, we only have 4 members for now. It's 2 of you, Barb and Nicole. So a quorum would be the three of you, but
Does committee activity, I mean, all we're doing is saying we recommend to the board. So we're not voting on anything anyway. We're just ready to answer to the full board when we have our next meeting that we talked about and thought about it. Okay. So I probably shouldn't have said we can't talk about those things because we can go back and finish this. That's okay. Sorry. I like that one.
we like saving money.
That's.
Do we want to go back and hit the other two so that we can just talk about the consent items so that the three of us can hear about everything? Because since we're not voting on it,
Yes.
I think the only thing we can't do is approve minutes. We talked about the bus wash lane to upgrade. GRTC RideFinders corporate bank resolution revision. Who wants to help us with that?
So what we're doing with that one is two people currently.
All right. Okay.
Currently is myself, Adrian, and John that it's listed on the account. We have two people. Jacqueline Pierce is our brand new GRTC accounting manager. We need an additional person in finance on the account, and we're also going to add Bogdan. We've had some turnover in the finance department, so that's why we need to add these two. So they will be on the GRTC account as well as the RideFinders bank resolution. So that's what this is asking. We'll ask the board to approve to add those two individuals.
So there's always been five.
Normally there is.
Been five, two have come off in each of those
Correct.
for each of these. So this is a replacement with current employees.
Due to turnover, we had to replace them. Yes.
Do you have any questions? Barb, any questions on that?
No, that seems financy.
Very financy, right? I love-
It is very financy.
Sounds like you need some more people so that.
We do.
The two of y'all don't have to. jump in.
I've talked to her about that. Just sit there and have to sign checks, yes. So yes,
I can fully understand.
that's what we're trying to avoid.
So, I love the item C for us to talk about. I don't have anything to read from here.
And the reason for that is we thought we had a solution, but then we had a call from our new attorney, Neil, and we talked through some things. So we still got to go back and work through some additional items before we can, but we thought we were ready to bring it to you.
So does that mean that it's going back to the purpose of the committees to take the burden off the full board in terms of in the weeds? This doesn't necessarily feel like a development committee issue. Or is it for purposes of development committee meetings? I'm assuming it's for the bigger board.
Well, originally, we were focusing on the committee meetings so that we could have the option of having all virtual.
Okay. So this is specific, whether it's finance or whether it's development or operations? No,
It's all of
it's
them.
not.
All of them.
It's all,
All of them.
okay. So then this will be taken up in the next board meeting.
No, we thought we were ready to bring it to you guys and then to the full board, but we had to go back after talking with Neil to do a little more research and make some more.
Okay, so, and I'm sorry for being
No, you're
obtuse. What I'm saying is, why is it coming to a committee if it is for all committees that the board's going to be talking about together? Since we're all on different committees, why does it need to come through the development committee, or is it going through each of the committees?
We were gonna bring it to development first.
Okay.
And then we would take it to all the other committees and then to the full board. Yes.
But the new path is anything that's on the consent agenda has to go to development for review.
That's
Even
what
if
we
it's
would
not
like.
committee specific. Development reviews it.
I thought it was the committee that they were most specific to, so
Well, we will take it to that. Like last time we had something with
I
finance.
missed that once.
We brought it
Don't
to
want to die.
development. It's okay. Right. So we brought it to development, but we
Okay.
also took it to
All
finance.
right.
So it just depends.
So that'll push this back a month.
Yes, so we'll.
Still go as an action item if it's ready. It would just have to be discussed during the board meeting. But I think we could talk about it in kind of what the,
Where it's leaning.
what we're trying to do. Yeah, yeah. So there's the committees, which we understand now that they could be 50% virtual for the subcommittee meetings. If that is trying to help alleviate, I know Joe's already given more doodles about maybe in the morning, maybe whatever is better for people. So trying to make that a little bit more flexible. The 50% also allows us to make them fully virtual for 50% of the time, if that's something we want to move towards. So that
But
was
there's
one
a caveat to that. The caveat is we can't plan it out. We can't say every other meeting will be virtual. It has to be at the request of one of the members.
The director, the chair.
To the chair.
So Director Hughes asked Director Smith for the November meeting, we need to go full virtual, not need, but make the request, and then the entire committee will meet virtually, and you can do it up to 50% of the time without impact to your individual requirements.
It just gives flexibility to still accomplish, yeah. And I think that still applies, because we do them kind of ad hoc as far as setting them up. So that could still be as we send out the date, then you guys could respond back and let us know if the virtual is more suitable for the individual at that point in time. For example, Barb, that would have been perfect.
Mhm.
Barb wouldn't be able to come here in person, but she said, oh, I could do virtual, then we would just all make it virtual. So that's the proposal for that particular one. Now, as far as the full board, trying to kind of think about where we've had a couple of times where, I'll use the city for example, where ends up being 2 members missing. And we need to have quorum in order to do anything, but which requires 2 from each to be there
Physical.
physically, yeah. There is the 25% virtual, but currently that person can't participate as well as they can't be part of the quorum either. Or not even part of the quorum, they can't actually participate as a voting member currently. So even if it wasn't quorum, we haven't let them vote. So rereading the policy with Neil, he said that they could actually vote in our current understanding of our current policy. We just have not. So for example, Ellen was away and in the board retreat, she actually, once we did have quorum, she could have, participation actually meant she could vote. We did not realize that before.
But she couldn't be there in absence of 2 other Richmond City
Correct. But
reps.
once Sharon came,
Her vote counts.
her vote should have been able to count. So we'll make sure that that's just understood moving forward. But the other request with that is if there should be a change to allow for a virtual option, just like the subcommittees, our current does allow that it could be completely virtual at a 25% max. You have the ability to go 50%. I don't think that's necessarily the issue at hand with the virtual piece with the full board. It's more so making sure we're always hitting quorum, which is still always going to require 2 unless you go to change the bylaws. So that's kind of the question here. Is it an issue where we should go the path of actually going to Chesterfield and going to City of Richmond to change the bylaws? Kind of the feedback, I think, from the board retreat from at least Henrico was that, yes, we should at least research doing that so that there could be alternates that also comes from the bylaws. So exactly what the language and what the intent, either it's alternates or reducing it down to 2, is that right, Joe?
Yep.
No, not 2, to
1.
6. Yeah.
Yes, 6 total,
Six.
regardless of the jurisdiction. Yeah.
So at least 1 member of the jurisdiction counts. So they would hold, I guess, similar to, we just went through this with the TPO, where it was the amount of votes is designated ahead of time. So if you're here out of 3 people, are you voting just for Terrell or are you voting
Proxy.
for multiple people at the same time, and you let them know that by jurisdiction. I think that's a more of a full board conversation, but, and will require bylaw changes.
You'll be looking at, instead of 2 requirement, going down to a simple majority of 6 with at least 1 from each representative. So Chesterfield can have 3 and Wright have 2. You still need 1 from Richmond to have a full.
So it seems like the crux of this extends as it often does. We're all busy people. And when busy people can't make it, then the business of the organization stops because we can't vote on things that the board has to vote on. So that's the why. But you're always going to have busy people who are board members. And what I'm listening for, and I haven't heard it, is the slippery slope of desires to do it virtually because it's just easier. Because we're doing a lot of things, and candidly, a lot of meetings are easier for me to just hop on and then move on to the next one. I'm not hearing that here because I'm, at least in the committee side, it sounds like you can't plan them. That sounds like what you said. You can't put it on the schedule that says every other meeting, every third meeting or whatever is going to be virtual. Did I hear that right?
That is correct.
That's state code.
Was that?
That's the state code. Just like when if you took a personal and said, hey, I'm not coming, Joe, I need the link.
Mhm.
Technically, you're supposed to share it with the chair of why you're not coming, and then they read it out. It's still the same exact with the state code, 50%, and you can't have those pre-planned. So it has to be ad hoc. That's just, there's no way around that one. But that also gets to your point of preventing us from going fully virtually. And I think that's why the legislature wrote it that way.
Yeah, I think that's doing the in-person.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
And if someone wants to show up and just participate, I think that's also helpful.
Right, right. But I agree with you. I feel like there's more value in actually being here physically. I feel like you can get more out of it. Sometimes you're doing virtual, you're doing multiple things. And so you're paying attention.
Barb is probably the only one who can be virtual and still be completely engaged with this room. I mean, it's a hard thing to do. And there's a lot of stuff that's really important that we're working on. And if you're doing this or whatever, it becomes a little bit challenging, especially if it's virtual. So I'm not concerned about it based on what I'm hearing. So you said the 6-person approach it potentially changes from 2 to 2 to at least 1 from 1, which the only alternative would be 3, 2, 1.
I think you still have to have 2, just because your same point about the level of engagement. I feel like having 2 people from each jurisdiction always engaged, but having alternate, as Mr. Smith had said, might be a path that we can also propose.
It's still gonna have capacity. I mean, that's doing the same thing that we're doing right now,
I don't
having
know.
2 required. It doesn't answer the question. though.
Right, but they would have an alternate, like maybe it's not Terrell, maybe it's his alternate is actually Ashley, like someone like that, making sure someone's always here. Maybe if Mr. Odie can't
So you
make
don't want to
it.
change quorum, you just want to add a proxy, an alternate proxy.
Well, you're saying actually bring a different person.
Yeah, so they're following like Plan RDA and some of the other regional organizations. You appoint your board members and then you appoint your alternates.
Alternates,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the alternate, so if you can't reach a quorum with your board member or your board member can't attend, the alternate gets tagged in and represents the locality at that point. So I think that was kind of what he was probably referring to was
Yeah, he was referencing that.
helping. Yeah.
It feels like a touch of a slippery slope too, potentially.
Generally, no, because
No.
they're all appointed at the board level.
Yeah.
So
Right.
when you appoint your board, the alternate is also appointed.
So does it need county adoption?
What's that? It is. So when the county says,
These are our 3 names.
3 names, here is our alternate.
So that's
Oh, yeah.
a big difference, right? That
It's
I
not-
didn't
it's
hear
not
that
just-
part. It's just like, I'm gonna have Tim
No.
over here. come
No.
in.
So they're sworn in just
Yeah,
like
yeah, okay.
every other
right.
officer is just,
All right,
they're in waiting until called.
got it.
Maybe bring both of them forward. And
I think yours is, that's the better one to have participation though, because 1 just limits voices.
Yeah, it would be
But if you have
scary.
an alternate, long as, well, the alternate is a staffer that represents them, that's on them.
Something to consider.
Yeah, I mean, only downside to the alternate is you have to make sure the alternate is briefed up. on.
That's what I said. And I was thinking the same.
That's the only thing with the alternate.
That would be my concern, is the person is not aware of what's going on and maybe not feel comfortable voting, or may vote a way that you may not have voted if you were here. So I agree with that. But I don't think we need a 1-for-1 alternate. I wouldn't think.
You would
Would
want
need-
one.
Right, that's, yeah.
15, because we got
No.
alternate. We got 9 now, 12. I'm sorry. I thought we had 12 people.
15.
I'm sorry.
No.
I added 3 to 12. I apologize. I apologize.
I know. That's why I said we wouldn't need 1-for-1.
That's my Norfolk Public Schools. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I thought we had 12.
No, one from each, an alternate for each jurisdiction, correct. So that if Dean wasn't gonna be here, he could call the alternate, say, I need you to attend on.
Does Plan RVA do limits to that? Because then
It's
you would
really
have,
just one so I think it's the two who serve, or the one who serves, and then the alternate.
I mean, but like let's say I use him because we both know him. Tyrone Nelson is the board member, and then we have Ashley Austin, and Terrell just stops coming because Ashley's there. Has there any rules to how many times the alternate can participate?
And they're both allowed to come.
Yeah,
on it.
yeah, because we could both, yeah, yeah.
You could come, but do y'all both get to vote?
Yeah.
Uh-huh, yeah,
Even as alternate?
Yeah.
yep, we could. Yeah, because they call each name, the person and the alternate. See how they vote.
They
Yep.
go, yeah, and then even they bring in the next level, which I mentioned, is that if there was all three, they all each have a weight, but you only need two, but if only one is gonna show up, the one actually can count, but you have to let them know ahead of time that that person is carrying a weight of two.
That's the policy. We do that at the General Assembly, so I'll give you. So I'll get you one draft that shows the alternate.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
Might need a graphic of the. I didn't
There's
say, I'm like,
a lot of options.
is that a 1-to-1 alternate ratio? Is that I'm
One
not.
per locality, one per locality.
Barb, how about you? Any questions on this thing?
No, I don't have any questions. I'll wait to see what comes out.
Interesting to see. So that's the consent agenda, so we're informed on that, and I don't see if there's any questions from the full board that we're confused on the value of moving ahead with these, A and B at least. Going back to approval of minutes, we're not in an official body, so can we, the three of us with her online, approve the minutes? We're not getting into bylaw stuff here, are we? Just like getting stuff
Still have to have a
done.
motion in a second.
Yeah. So my question, I think that I can't answer that. I don't know if Sharon resigned, but we haven't officially took Odie in yet, and Sharon was on this board. Your board is 4 members.
Committee.
2 physically should make quorum, and now Barb will make a 3rd. So it's really just
It's really up to the
formality,
committee.
because you have everyone here. Technically, it's just making,
Would you like,
because it went from 5, Sharon's gone 4, 2 will make quorum. Then you have Brett Boss.
Is allowed because of personal issues, they're allowed to say she can vote.
Correct. So these 2 will be physical, and she'll make the 3. So you'll have
would
the
you like to
people.
make a motion, sir?
The problem is I didn't take any minutes.
What's that?
Just now,
I didn't take any minutes
last time.
this time.
No, we have minutes
We
now.
got the minutes to vote on but next time when they meet, there are no minutes because we didn't officially start the meeting.
It's recorded, isn't it? Go back and watch it again.
No, I should.
That's
We
right.
might.
Yep.
We might. So, yeah, I'm gonna see.
You should be.
I think so. I don't know if he ever started it because we didn't.
Other than being a little bit out of order in the conversation we've had here, it's what we talked about here. Do we have a motion to approve
I
them?
can't capture this though.
Yeah, yeah, motion.
Excuse me. I said, excuse me, Frank.
Motion.
Motion, I'll second, the 3 of us that can vote. Vote aye.
Aye.
So we are,
All in
we're
favor?
done. Any other information needed to be shared with this group?
Have anything else, Adrian?
All right,
We're gonna take action on the consent agenda.
officially stand adjourned.
Yeah, no, because now that you open, you can officially recommend that the consent agenda be adopted or recommend it to the full board.
Sure, the 2, A and B.
So,
move up.
Yeah, can we get a motion on A and B of the consent agenda?
Oh, so moved.
All Barbara seconded.
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
There you go.
Anything else?
Yes, sir.
Item 5, we're adjourned.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Encourage you guys tomorrow to participate in our, well, first of all, we try train meeting. And then also encourage you guys to encourage others, as well as encouraging you to donate for our Tri Transit Day.